What are some of the other things that you would say maybe are low-hanging fruit for advisors, or would you have any tips for them?
So what I like about the content side is that it's free basically, and I haven't got to go out there and kind of, talk to accountants or lawyers and say refer to me and things like that. The interesting thing is after doing the content they now do, because they read it and then they were like, well, I trust you. And you've stayed consistent and you've stayed authentic and you haven't changed your tune. 1 minute you're not recommending this and now you're recommending this. So after a while, you build that trusted kind of credibility and people refer to you. So, it's one of the ways to build referral partners is actually become a bit, create that content. From a low-hanging fruit, I think the podcast, it's been going for over a year now. We got some really good advice early on that if we were going to do it, to do it properly and get really good sound, get really clear on your messaging and what you're trying to achieve, and then go out and get it produced, professionally basically. And that was really good advice. And so that's what we tried to do, and it's kind of working. The good thing about podcast is it's what we're doing now is sound. If you listen to someone's voice, I didn't know this, and you do that multiple times, so multiple hours, I think you build a lot of trust with people.
For sure.
And much more than kind of writing, I think. And so when clients come to me off the podcast, like they're even completely different to off LinkedIn or something like that. They're like really thought about things deeply. And, I think from a client point of view, it's great. We end up working together really fast and things like that. I don't know. I think videos untapped. I haven't really seen anyone do it that well. I do think that there's an even bigger element of trust factor if you're authentic on camera and you produce things that aren't, I don't know. I don't really like the whole the walking and talk, the off cuff. I think if it's good content that's produced well, I do think there'll be a huge gap for someone to do that. You can see someone like Kenna Campbell on YouTube. She's a prime example. She's got over 100,000 YouTube followers. She's a financial advisor off video on YouTube. And so she's she's got her market, women and finance sort of. And so that's a huge tap. A lot of planners wouldn't even know that exists, but she's got hot books out of it and everything like that. You can produce books as well. I mean, you have to look at the success of Scott Pape. There will be another Scott Pape at some point that, does just as well, at some point.